Here we go. Hi.
Hi, Pam.
Hi, Leslie. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here tonight, or whenever you're watching this, right? But we're here tonight in the evening. Right. We had such a great conversation last week, and we had audio issues, and we had to actually delete the video. So we're hoping this week, by us actually pre-recording it, we're going to have a better quality and be able to deliver you some great information about living an abundant life. And afterwards, feel free to just put questions in the comments after we post this on Leslie's page, okay? Yep. And take a look in the comments, because there's going to be some information that you'll want to do and take away from our time together. So my name is Pam Drzwicki, and I'm a productivity and leadership coach for women. And I truly help women, get control of their lives and live a life that they truly love and desire and deserve. And while we're building that foundation, if there's a career or a business that needs some fluffing up, I do that also. So it was really great to meet Leslie, and we started talking, and we just felt like we had this really good connection, and wanted to come together to deliver you guys some really awesome content around living an abundant life. So that's why we're here this evening. And we get to see Leslie's beautiful smile. And that's one of the things that was drawn to me the most was your authentic smile that you have.
Aw, you're sweet.
And the product, because I use the lip stain, and it's just fantastic. Right. So
makes you unique, right?
Absolutely. So as I said, we were going to talk about the 3 things that we could infuse in our lives to live an abundant life, especially now with a lot of noise and chaos that goes on around us. And I'm not just talking about 2020 with the pandemic and isolation and self-quarantine, but everything that's going on in our world right now, and stuff that we deal with on a personal level, either because of what's going on or just in general, right? Like normal life circumstances. Right. So we thought this information would be really great for everybody. So the very first one that we want to talk about is affirmation, right? Yep. The thought of positive self-talk. That our brains have these 2 functions: to listen to what we tell it and to take action on it. Okay, so if we're telling ourselves not nice things, what's going to end up happening? We're going to start thinking it's not nice. If we're feeling low and we're telling ourselves that we're low, it's more likely that we're going to continue to feel low. Now, sometimes those are things that people can't control sometimes, right? But even in those circumstances, having some kind of ritual in place to help with the positive thought is so important, right? And Leslie, she reads this book that she's reading every day. Yep. That has a year of positive thinking, right? And we thought it would be really awesome if she read today's to help us understand, when we infuse this positive thoughts, what can we take away from it and either start our day with it or do all 3, right? Start our day, uplift our day in the afternoon, and put ourselves to bed in a positive manner. A lot of people focus just on the morning rituals, but all 3 of them are really important to have. So do you want to share with us what the reading was?
I was just going to share too how I got really on this road of positive thinking, and that would be because of my starting with Unique. When I joined the Unique and wanting to sell their makeup and skincare products, I just thought I was doing it more so for a little added income for our family, and then I thought I was doing it for like the sisterhood and stuff like that. But I didn't know how much more I was getting into. Like, what a blessing! Um, so being a part of Unique, they really helped me to see our leaders. They encourage every day, like the Miracle Morning. I don't know if you ever read the
Oh,
book Miracle Morning.
yes.
They yeah.
Elrod.
Yep. So it's just like they really talk about personal development, positive thinking, positive affirmations. And that really just like blessed my life because I was a person, even though I'm pretty much cheerful and happy go lucky, like my thoughts weren't always aligned with that. Like I sometimes, I wouldn't come out and say my negative thoughts, but boy, they were there. And I didn't know how to get them out of my head until I started doing the personal development and the positive, thinking books and the affirmations, and that all was what really helped. So I was
That's
really
beautiful.
thankful for that. So today's was from Martin Luther King, and it says, "We must develop and maintain the capacity to forgive. He who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power to love. There
Mm.
is some good in the worst of us and some evil in the best of us. When we discover this, we are less prone to hate our enemies."
Oh, that is so beautiful, and
Yeah.
how impactful that is, right? So
And it
to
doesn't take
add to
long,
that,
it's just that little thing to read, you know? I mean,
that's it.
yesterday's was even really short. It was, like one sentence. "Worthiness is a choice. You are worthy, more worthy than you will ever understand. But the only one who can ultimately determine that reality is you."
It is. It lies with us,
Yeah,
right? It really does. It lies with us in our faith, in our affirmation. It is our will, right? It is our will, and we have control over how we want to deal with a circumstance, how we want to react to it. And having affirmations truly makes a difference. I put our daughter, our youngest is 14, and we put her on the bus. I put her on the bus, and every day I tell her to lead with a kind heart, right? Honey, lead with a kind heart. This
I love
started
that.
probably in fourth or fifth grade. There was a lot of drama going on, right? Because, you know, trying to find their place, right? They're all going through changes, whatever. So I tell her every day, lead with a kind heart. So a couple years go by, every single day, I'm telling her. One day we were in a rush. I love you, go ahead, get on the bus. The bus stops. I'm like, oh, what happened? The window comes down and it's her. Mama, you didn't tell me to lead with a kind heart.
Oh,
So, right? That just fills my heart, but it shows how powerful words are. And
right.
our affirmations are so powerful. You're part of my 31-day affirmation challenge that I have
Yeah,
going on,
I really like them.
right?
Mhm.
And thank you, because I put the call out and I had over 100 women say yes, they want to get those every
And I
single.
should tell you that I am not a good email person. I rarely will do it daily, and just because I get overwhelmed because I have so many that I have to delete. And but
Yeah,
I with yours, I go there every day to check because yours isn't very long. It's just a quick little reading, and it's like just helps me get through the day. So I
that's
appreciate
awesome.
that.
Oh, my pleasure. And that tells us that it doesn't have to be complicated. A lot of times we try to make things complicated because we think if they're more complicated, then they're more effective. And I find that with my coaching work too, is like, it doesn't have to be complicated. Actually, I'm more successful because I'm more of a comfy coach, right? And I get people to feel more comfortable than overwhelming them with stuff that they're fearful that they're not going to be able to answer or react or finish their homework with. So it's so important. So we have the number one was awareness, right? Let's go to number two. I mean, number one was affirmation. Number two, I gave it away. It's awareness is
Oh,
number two. How important it is to understand what we need.
right,
And being able to communicate that is even more important. And
right.
I think Leslie and I were talking about something that she just recently did, right? Being aware of what you need. And please
Oh,
share as much of that as you want.
oh,
But it was
yeah.
very important.
Yeah, just with my home care jobs, I kind of had a full plate, and I have um two people that I help overnight, and it's just two is like too many. I don't mind doing one overnight a week, but two is like, I don't know, my heart was being pulled because I really miss my husband in the evenings. But yeah, I didn't want to really leave her because I adore her. She's fun. But I figured I can still go visit her on a Saturday during the day. I don't
Right.
have to be there working a 24-hour shift and, missing my family. I mean, luckily I'm blessed enough that I have, a couple other clients that I can still have, and do it that way. And like I said, go visit her on a Saturday afternoon, so I don't have to be out of her life, but I don't have to take care of her. I decided I couldn't take care of her anymore. As of March, it'll be hard, but as I had to do what was right for me and my family, and so, and with your help of, learning to be aware of what our we need, and you know how if how do you say it, like if you're getting too depleted, then something else is going to suffer. And my husband works a lot of hours, so that was the other thing. Like, some people have wanted my help, like on the weekends, and I don't mind when one weekend a month, the weekend that he's on call, but the other weekends it's like, no, I can't do a weekend because that's my only time with my family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's first. I mean, God first, then my family, my husband, my sons.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. So having the awareness
mhm,
helps even when times are crazy and chaotic and you're busy, having the awareness of what it is that you need and then being able to communicate that is really important
right.
because a lot of times we assume that people know by maybe our facial expressions, our reactions, but and then it gets festery inside, right? And that doesn't do anybody good. Like I'm Italian, man, and it takes me a long time to get there, but if I'm bubbling up and I'm not sharing, right, like what's bothering me, watch out. It's not fun. And I'll admit it. It's all about being authentic, right? But I've always had, I would run hot, but it would take me a long time to run hot.
Mhm,
These days, I notice because I am aware of what I need and the
mhm,
people around me know what I need,
mhm,
I don't bubble up.
mhm,
Because there's none of that frustration. That's why they say put the oxygen mask on yourself first before somebody else.
right.
We need to take care of ourselves and be aware of what it is that we need,
Yep.
right?
I think it comes maybe from losing my parents at a young age. They both were
Mhm.
young, 47 and 62.
That's
And
young.
so, having them gone, and I'm an only child, so alls we have is today, and alls I have is now. So I want to enjoy my family now, and I don't want to be, you know, like overworking myself with people. You know what I mean? I'm
I
trying to say,
do.
as much as I love being a caregiver, I have to like set like boundaries, or what do you
It
call
is.
them?
You're right, Leslie. It's boundaries. Yeah. Being a caregiver is hard work, but then there's being a caregiver for your family, for yourself, for your
Right,
relationship with
right,
God. There's so many different levels to that.
right.
And so when you told me the story how you set your boundaries around that, that was fantastic. That's a huge celebration, you know. And that's one of the things that I do with my clients is, okay, what was your success this week, and let's celebrate that.
Mhm.
But on the flip side, being aware of what did you fail at, right? And if we're failing, the awareness comes in about the abundant life. If we're
Right,
failing, it means we're trying something new and we're pushing the boundaries a little bit and we're not playing it safe. So that's okay too. It's
right.
okay. It's harder to admit what you failed at than what you succeeded at, right?
I want to be there for everybody, but you know what I mean?
And
So
we
you have to
can't.
you have to make your list of, I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you got to know how you're going to show up and when you're going to
Yeah.
show up. And that's the reason why when we go into the third one is action is really how you're going to show up. So before we get to like the awareness of knowing what it is that we need, and that's where your vision board would come in, right?
Yeah.
Is
I have 2 vision boards actually.
do you? Are
Yeah.
they different ones, or I mean different themes or
Oh,
different
yeah, this
years
one
or
is the one I just did recently. This is for my health and fitness,
love it.
spirituality, health,
Love it.
and then the one I did last year, I did for my business.
I
And it's
love it.
like a bigger one, and it's got front and back.
Wow.
So it's kind of really neat to have it displayed in my room where like I do my makeup, just for like, just like, the like right here, why I love. You know what I mean? Like you read that and you think, okay, why do I love?
Mhm.
And let's see. Her time, like her time, when is my time? You know,
Exactly.
finding your flow. There's that one, finding your flow. Relax and enjoy. I mean, that's part of moving here to North Carolina by the beaches. We know we have to work because we're not really retirement age yet, but we wanted to relax and enjoy life now because we're not promised
Exactly.
tomorrow, you
We're
know?
not. Those are beautiful.
Yeah.
So your board, when we do vision boards, it brings in the affirmations and the awareness,
Mhm.
right? I last year I did a vision book,
Well, that's
and
cool.
I started this book thing doing this because I was asked to go speak to women, homeless women, that go into a day shelter. And I know the executive director of the Agave House here in my town. And she's like, could you do something? I said, I would love to do some kind of vision work with them, but they're homeless and they have backpacks. And what are they going to do with a board? Right? They can't,
Right.
it'd be very awkward for them to carry it around with them. If they're sleeping in a tent near the river, like all this different stuff that is surreal, right? From my own life. I said, so what if I did book? And they loved it.
That's a
They
great
loved it.
idea.
And thank you. So I did a book, and it goes along with my roadmap to sanity. And this is all about picking the power words in each bucket that you want to connect with. So like my power word for say my income is flourishing, right? That's my power word. I want to flourish. I want to have what I need to flourish, right? I don't need more. I just want what I need to flourish.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
awesome.
So getting into number 3 would be action steps, right? Like now that you have your affirmation and your awareness, we could look at the board all day, but if we don't know what we're going to do with it or
Right.
take action, like for me with the flourishing, okay, so now I could say, all right, I need flourish, my income is flourishing, And the action steps are this, this, and this to have a flourishing income. I noticed when we pick words around our goals, it's easier to stick with them.
Yeah.
Instead of like physical is endurance. That's the word for my physical being is endurance. I want to
Okay.
be strong. Okay. Now I could say my physical is I want to lose 30 pounds. Just say, right? If chaos comes in, what am I going to remember more? I'm probably going to, for me, I'm going to remember endurance more than the actual specific goal. So then it could ground me back to where I need to be so I could get back on my action plan.
That's great.
So that's the design. And I'll in the comments after in this video underneath when we post this, when you
Okay.
guys are looking at it
Uh-huh.
and watching the video, look underneath in the comments, you'll see links that will help you with any of these steps that we're talking about. And Leslie's going to share some stuff there too. So make sure you take a look at the comments, okay? Because it's going to
Yeah.
be really important. So action steps. Do you have I know I do my planning on Fridays. That's when I plan for my week ahead in the afternoon. I have it on my calendar, planning, social media posting, and then planning is my Friday afternoons.
Mhm.
During my planning, I go back, I review the week, I identify my successes, my failures, and then I plan for the week ahead. I pick my power word for the week ahead. Like how do I want to feel this week? This week, my power word is actually awareness this week. Last week it was momentum. So those words help me keep track on that little extra that I might want to get done throughout the week.
I like
So
that.
do you do planning yourself? I mean,
Oh,
you
I
have
need
to plan.
help.
You need help with planning.
I
Okay.
do.
All right. So that is right up my alley.
Like I
And
really like that's part of my dream is to get like I mean it's hard when you are a caregiver for different people and at different times, but I'm trying I have it almost or partially set up that now, come March on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to have time in the morning to get up and do my devotions and my workout and then
good.
my breakfast and get ready and go to work.
Mhm,
Where before my schedule didn't really allow that. Like 'cause sometimes I had early shifts like 7 or 8, but I
mhm.
have pushed it back to later mornings now, like 10 o'clock.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
That's perfect. So you have time for yourself. It goes to the Miracle Morning platform, right? Picking
right.
those 10, I do that the 10-minute slots. I focus on 30 minutes instead of an hour because it's easier for me to carve out 30 minutes. So I pick 3 10-minute items and then I could do 3 10-minute items in the evening for part. So now I'm doing my morning and evening ritual and
Okay.
I just break them up. But that is a beautiful book. I really enjoy that book a lot. And maybe I'll actually put that out there too. If anybody wants to go to Amazon and purchase it, they could click on a link and they could go get it
Or if
because
you have any other books that you recommend.
yeah, I do. I have the one thing, I have that one. I have a spiritual book that I'm reading called Sabbath. So there's like a whole bunch of books, but I'll just name a few because we don't want to confuse people,
Right.
right? And confused people, well, they in the entrepreneurial world, they say
Yeah.
confused
They
buyers
stop.
don't buy, right? They don't buy. So, but even confused, when we're confused ourselves
You
and we're
stop.
not
What I
purchasing.
was that's what I learned, right?
Yeah.
You stop or you slow down when you get overwhelmed. That's kind of like what I was feeling. Like I felt like I was doing too much and then I just want to you know,
Yes. And then you don't want to really do, and then you're not, working at the right speed. Like there's Mel Robbins talks about hesitation. With her though, it's like in the morning, instead of hitting the snooze, count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up. Right. I use that technique because hesitation could stall the momentum. So that's the reason why, is like you use that because you don't want to stall the momentum. Sometimes you want to stall the negative thought process, and that gives you time to shift gears on your thinking. There's so much we could talk about, Leslie. There's
I
so
know.
much. But how are you feeling about wrapping up?
Good. Oh, I forgot to show my book. I have
Oh,
a gratitude finder book too, where you can write. I showed this before on my page, but you get little stickers,
geez.
and so really cute.
That's
And then you have,
awesome.
like, your blocks for the week. So it's kind of nice that if something, I mean, not every day. I mean, I think you can find one thing in every day that you're grateful for, but I know, like, on the weekend when we do fun things, or when we go spend time with Danny at the group home or something, those are really special moments. And I like to write them down because I've always thought about being a journaler, but
Yeah.
I'm terrible at journaling. My mom was a good journaler, and I love, I'm still reading some of her pages because I don't read them all at once. I just read one or two at a time when I'm missing her. And I
Yeah.
thought I wanted to be like her, but no matter how many times I try, I just never seems to work out. But I thought this is something tangible. It's a small little box where I can just write one little thing that I was thankful for in the day.
That's beautiful. That's really, really awesome. And
Yeah.
it does, again, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
When we live, I say live in gratitude and not attitude, right? Makes a huge difference, huge difference.
Yep.
So as we start, wrapping up, we'll go through the three things. So we got to live an abundant life, right? We have affirmations, gratitude, um, positive self-talk, self-love, all of that stuff, being grounded in your faith. That is all part of that affirmation area, right? Awareness. Number 2 is awareness, being aware of what we need, and being aware and in tuned with what people around us may need, right? Like really seeing and understanding the signs of our loved ones, and being able to communicate clearly is key. And then number 3 is action. Take action. We could do all the talking that we want, but if we don't put things to action, it'll be a month from now and we'll be doing the same thing on that hamster wheel every morning, just running on the hamster wheel. Let's jump off. Let's jump off and enjoy, right? And enjoy our lives. Um, because no matter what's going on, it is a gift that we're here. It's an
Yes.
absolute gift that we're here.
Beautiful gift.
It is. It is.
So I just
This is
wanted to add that on my page, I think I told everybody we were coming on tonight at 7 o'clock. And I wanted to explain that I've had 3 nights of a little insomnia issues. So tonight at 7 o'clock, I might be in bed sleeping, hopefully.
I
Um,
hope so.
I bought a Tylenol PM for tonight. But if anybody has any questions or any comments that you'd like to leave for myself or Pam, please do so in the comments. And
Yeah,
one of us will answer if you have a question or anything.
absolutely. So what I'll do is I'll go post this at 7 o'clock so it's there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'll go post this at 7 and enjoy. I'm praying that you get some sleep and that you're rejuvenated and you wake up refreshed.
Yes.
Refreshed. You are a warm spirit there, Leslie, and you're sprinkling a lot of great things around.
I
And
hope so.
I enjoy watching your little lives and all of that. So it's been awesome getting to know you, and a big shout out to Stacy Cogswell for connecting us. So if
Yay,
she ends up
Stacy.
watching this, yay, Stacy. And yeah, we'll do it
But pretty
again.
soon you might not just be buying lipstick from me. I'm going to be starting something with some clothes boutique. So if you need some pretty shirts or something, I'm waiting for the confirmation to come in. But once it comes in, I'll share with everybody. But I just wanted to do something a little bit. I wanted to add a little sprinkle of, I need help with fashion myself. So I thought it'll be a way to get me motivated, and
That's awesome.
maybe it goes right along with breathe in beauty and makeup. We want to look
Yeah,
pretty in our
feel good
clothes
about
too. So
ourselves.
I thought I'd
Yeah,
give it a try.
yeah. That sounds awesome. I can't wait to hear all the deets on it.
All right. I hope you have a great night.
Thank you. You too. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful night. And
Thank you for watching. Those of you that watch later, means a lot to us.
mwah,
Mwah. Bye bye.
bye.
Talk to you soon.